Great, great Saturn's Day, Saturday evening to you on the seventh day, the superior man's day, the Sabbath day, the day of the Most High, the day the Most High, according to the good book, rested, chilled out, vibed with the verse, you know what I'm saying? Sat back and just looked and was amazed at his wonderful creation, that which it was so wonderfully and majestically capable of manifesting from the realm of the unseen into the seen. Yo, we alive. God is you in the flesh, living as you. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're living a horror, a thriller, a drama, or a comedy, it is all you're doing. You get what I'm saying? The life that you're living at this moment, you have designed it by each individual choice and decision that you have been making throughout your life with the right use or misuse of your willpower, your mind, your mental power, your emotional, you know what I'm saying, your energetic, how you've been putting your energies into motion, your emotions into actions in life. Life is good, life is great, family. The best thing that we can do is give thanks and glory and grace to the Most High for us having the opportunity to appreciate and embrace this day. There are many that today are not capable of doing that. We are seeing what's going on around the world right now. You get what I'm saying? The corporations, you know what I'm saying, inducing governments around the globe to embark on, destructive behaviors that are not conducive to the utopian and, love of that brotherly love that we all seek to be creating, that we all desire. Why? Because too many men, too many males around the world are dominated by the feminine rather than embracing their masculine and putting their feminine egotistical pride in its place. That's really the problem of the world today. Men are being dominated by the woman inside of them, and women are being controlled and dominated by the man inside of them. We have been thrown out of whack through the mediums of entertainment, which have distracted us from our true purpose in life, from our duties to life, from our goals, from our desires for life. This is where we're living at, 2022. You know what I'm saying? The end of empires, just as Sodom, Gomorrah, Babylon, Sumeria, all of them, the Phoenicians, as they fell, so shall this all fall. But what we do in the process will determine what becomes of us in the process. And if we end up rising from the ashes like a phoenix and creating our own empires, our own utopias, or utopias which are more in alignment with the underlying desires of infinite divine intelligence, which flows through us and seeks to create something beautiful, something moral, something ethical, something valuable, not just for us, but for those that come after us, our posterity, our children, our loved ones. That's all life is, man. It's very easy to do the easy things. It is very hard to do the easy things that we must and should and need to be doing and have to be doing. But it's very easy to just do whatever you feel like doing or whatever you're told to do. If you don't mind your mind, somebody's going to mind it for you. If you're not programming your brain Someone else is programming your brain for you. And the program that might be being put into your mind by somebody else might not be as, you know what I'm saying, as productive for your own well-being as it is for the productivity of the machine or the programmers that are putting those programs into you. We got to understand, like, you know what I'm saying, like we live in one of the greatest society that has ever been created. Like, you know, our Constitution is one of the greatest document that has ever been penned by man. Fuck all the other stuff that has been added to it, but those first 10 amendments, you know what I'm saying? Those things grant us liberties and freedoms that not many other nations are able to enjoy around the world, and not many societies throughout space and time in this planet have enjoyed. You have freedom of religion. You can practice whatever you want to practice so long as you do not harm somebody else in the process of your practice. You have the right to protect yourself against your own government. And if the government becomes destructive to the governed have a right to overthrow that government and to place something else that is more conducive to the benefit of the constituents being governed. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're living in one of the greatest nations that has ever existed, but because corporate interest, because private interest has infiltrated every level of our political spectrum, people don't trust it. Because the good people have avoided their duty for so long that the evil that don't care about bending backwards or bending forwards and getting on all fours for somebody else, you know's interest, have been taking advantage of it. We have a physical duty, we have a mental duty, and we have a spiritual duty to life. It's a lot of people that think that by going in the mountain or jumping around a fire and singing Kumbaya and meditating and doing all the freaking spiritual shit, they're gonna solve something. Hey, that's okay, but don't get lost in the whole, you know, euphoria of the moment. You got to come back to reality. You can't just stay in La La Land all the time. That's why I don't indulge in many of those things. So I'd rather just keep to myself, do my spiritual practices, be of value to others as best as I can, but still stay grounded. Like, I'm a dreamer. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about the dream, about the imagination. I'm all about the utopian and idealistic and, you know what I'm saying, like, optimistic and grand way of viewing the world. I'm all about manifestation and all this other stuff. But at the same time, we got to live in the real world, and there's work to get done. There's things that we have to do in this life that if we don't do them, we're cheating life. We're cheating life. Yo, since I left the military, I've tried doing so many things as it relates to like politics. I tried a few times running for different little things, and it didn't work out. Some things I started and I didn't finish. Some things I did follow through, but that's because I understand that there is a duty that we have to serve in life, and if we avoid serving our purpose, our duty to life, to our societies, to everything, then we're failing. We're failing. Life is body, mind, and soul. Body, mind, and soul. You have families and you have a purpose and goals that we have to do in this life. And if we avoid doing any one of these 5 basic things in our life, dealing with our body, our physical health, our mind, our mental health, our intellectual development, our soul, our spiritual peace, that balance, the heart. If we are unbalanced, if we do not balance the body and the mind, the feminine and the masculine, then those things coming out of whack can produce destructive habits and ways of being. They can make our emotions be erratic, and so we don't care about that fourth. Our emotions. We don't pay attention to our emotions. We don't pay attention to our relationships. We don't pay attention to our families. And many times we don't consider what our purpose and goal and duty and is to life, and we don't think about anything productive. We don't have any visions, no imaginations, no creativity on how to be valuable to life and how to produce value for ourselves and for our family and for our posterity. We don't think about planting the seed because we're so lost in the emotional roller coaster, because our mind, body, and soul is out of whack, that we never grow the tree, and so we never bear the fruit and we never eat of the fruit. We forget about planting in the spring, and so when fall comes and it's time to harvest, there's nothing to be harvested, and then we die in winter because we have nothing left to get us through the winter. And that's where we're kind of at in this society right now. We're like at the end of summer, entering fall, and we don't even know what to expect for winter. But we're going to get through it because that's how life is. You know what I'm saying? It may look, as though there is no hope, but there is hope. You should never lose hope. So long as you're alive, you should never lose hope, family. You know what I'm saying? You should always be embracing the trials, the tribulations, the fire with full faith, confidence, and much gratitude in your heart. Because only like this can we, bring a sense of peace, serenity, you know what I'm saying? Hope, some love, some belief in the possibility of creating something beautiful and something positive out of the ashes to others, to the children, to the youth, which are the ones that truly need that hopefulness, that confidence, that courage, that belief, that love and appreciation for life. They need to see a vision. If they don't have no vision, then the people will perish. And this is why we should do our best to disconnect from these, fear porn that the media, the mediums, social networks, and the news, the televisions so highly promote and sensationalize. Regardless of what is going on around the world, we can't control it. We can only control our individual actions. We can turn off the TV or change the channel. You know what I'm saying? We could put on something productive for the children to watch. They don't have to be watching these destructive things that are going on. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we shouldn't play stupid as though things aren't going on, but we should explain to them. You know what I'm saying? This is all going on because we, the adult generations, have avoided our purpose, our duties to life for too long. We have so been, distracted by the consistent grind and the job and the work that we haven't paid attention to the other things. We've been so focused on working to live that we have been forgetting to live. You know what I'm saying? We're living just to work. We don't know how to truly live. We're so busy with life that we never pick our head up and realize how things, are not going how they're supposed to be going. Because if we're not working, we're distracted with other things, with food, with addictions, entertainment, negative habits, smoking, drinking, chilling. When we could be working on our body, working on our mind, working on our spirit. Okay, granted, you got to go to work, but that doesn't mean that's all you do. Like even at work, you could be working on your mind, your soul, and your body. It's all about how you look at the work. Is our mindset that is keeping so many of us in the gutter? It's our mindset that is keeping so many of us depressed, stressed, anxious, sick, in body, mind, and soul. Ignorant, foolish, stupid is our mindset. The all is mind. All is consciousness. We're just consciousness having an energetic human experience. Energy changes, but consciousness remains the same. But once we realize, you know what I'm saying? Once we realize that we're just consciousness living as who we are, and that, you know, every decision that we make does matter, things will begin to change. Don't just think about yourself, but do think about yourself. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to be healthy to be able to take care of your family. You got to know how to defend yourself to be able to defend your family. You have to know how to provide for yourself in order to be able to provide for another. You have to love yourself in order to be able to love another. You have to care about yourself enough to care about others. But if you think that nothing matters, that you eating healthy does not matter, that you thinking healthy and clearly and positively does not matter, then your feelings are going to reflect that. Your emotions are going to reflect that. And the energies that you put into motions, the actions that you take, will be a reflection of that, of the mindset. The only thing that differentiates the human from an animal is the mind. Because everything that you can find in a human, you can find in a pig, in a dog, in a horse. You get what I'm saying? You can find it all in an insect. The only thing that differentiates humans from insects, animals, and plants is our mind. Our mind is the antenna through which consciousness, you know, is able to behave, act, think, feel, create, mold reality to its benefit. And we do not understand that, not by default, but by design. You know, the social constructs that have been put in place around us have been designed in such a way to keep us from realizing this. This is why the master, you know what I'm saying? Jesus, Yeshua, however you want to call it, that's why he was taken out 2,000 or so years ago. Because this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, the perspective that he had was so powerful, and he believed it so much that the things that he was able to do was astounding and awakening people. The hardest thing to do in life is to change other individuals' mind. And this is why, you know, these mediums, the educational system, truly, really indoctrinational constructs meant to disassociate you from yourself, your true self, rob you of your imagination, your creativity, and your ability to critically think for yourself, has been designed so that you never realize these things. So that many of us grow, die, and live with regret, never realizing our true purpose, who we are, what we have been born to do in this life, making us feel as though life has no purpose or meaning, so just work to live and die. Just work to, you know, maintain the mechanisms of corporate interest alive and making money. And if you make it, oh, you've been lucky. But if you don't, that's just how life is. All that's going on right now is sacrifices. It's sacrifices for corporate interest. As Smedley Butler said in his essay, War is a Racket. You know what I'm saying? War is a racket where, you know, the profit is made in oil and the loss is in blood. You get that? The profit of these wars is made in the monetary profits that's these corporate interests, these private interests make. But the loss is not money, it is blood. It is the blood of the youth of the land. It is the blood of the spring flowers that never get to bloom. That's what's going on, right? That's all that's ever going on. You get what I'm saying? Oh, America hasn't been in war? And how long? We're not making money. The economy is going down. We need to do something to fix that. We need to do something to fix that. Oh, something is happening somewhere that has nothing to do with the United States. Oh, but the United States is somehow friends with these individuals because of other private interests and, agreements that have been made without the constituents of this nations, without the governed approval. We need to go participate in that. We need to go make some money for the private interest. This is all that's happened. This is all that is happening. The oligarchs, the elites, they don't lose anything. They make money. This has been going on for too long. It's been going on for over 2,000 years. You know what I'm saying? The Napoleonic Wars, the Revolutionary War, World War I, World War II, this, or potentially World War III. Problem, reaction, solution. The scandemic that began in October 19, 2020, or October 19, 2019, after Event 201 took place in New York. A problem. People go crazy. The reaction. The people demand a solution. The private interest already have the solution. And they provide you the solution, which most will accept. 9/11. A problem. The mainstream medium projects the problem, over-exaggerates it, lies, manipulates. The people demand a solution because they react how it was already expected that they act and behave because of the movies that have already been produced, the predictive programming and the subliminal messaging. The system already has a solution. Let's make money. Let's invade these two nations and maybe these others in the process. Today, one nation, 4,000, 5,000 miles away, declares a war with its neighbor nation who is in agreement with other nations that have something to do with the U.S. A problem. It is overinflated through the mediums of entertainment and distraction and manipulation. The television, which does nothing but tell lies to the vision. The people react. They already have the solution. Let's send some troops. We have to learn. We have to learn from our mistakes. We have to learn from history. History only repeats itself because the people refuse to learn the lesson. Focus on yourself. Turn off these televisions. Change the channel. You have the power to change the channel. And now you have phones. Like, you can project onto the television whatever you want to project. You can put on it whatever you want to put. You have internet on televisions. Believe in the possibility of change. Believe in the possibility that good things can happen and will happen. And you will begin to do things differently. That's all it is in life. Mindset, family. Mindset. Your mindset will determine your skill set. Will determine if you have the insight, foresight, understanding, comprehension, knowledge, wisdom to see the opportunity. to take advantage of the opportunity, to act with diligence and prudence, to make the right decision. That's all it is. Other than that, it's been your guy, Super Conscious Thoughts, aka Sosa, Super Conscious Living, Super Conscious Sosa on YouTube. Yo, follow the channel. We're looking forward to continuing to build upon this, you know what I'm saying? Not just the channel, but creating a podcast, so on and so forth. And, you know, with the grace, guidance, and wisdom of the Most High God, you know what I'm saying? Bringing forth more excellent work that is not just informative, but also influential, inspiring, illuminating, inviting, encouraging, and, you know, all around beneficial to the consciousness and the beingness of the individuals that are fortunate enough to consume of it, and, you know, humble enough to listen and grace me with the opportunity of allowing them to bring some value. Other than that, have a great evening. May the Most High, you know, be with you at all times. May he be before you, behind you, above you, beneath you, and all around, just watching over you. Other than that, you have a great evening, a great rest of this upcoming week, and an even greater 2022 and beyond. One love.